Hey guys, welcome. This is Uday Kumar. In this session, we are going to learn Groovy language. Firstly, we'll see what is Groovy, why do we need Groovy, and then we'll try to understand the concepts of Groovy with some examples. So here are the concepts that we'll be discussing in coming sessions. For now, I'll come back to this in some time. For now, let us try to understand what is Groovy and why do we need Groovy. So before we explore the need and necessity of Groovy, let us try to understand the life cycle of a typical software project. For instance, let's take a banking project. Banking project life cycle. So any project would have at least two phases, right? Development phase as well as maintenance phase, or we can call it as deployment or monitoring phase. Additionally, we may have other phases as well, like planning, designing, testing. But for the sake of our discussion, let us stick to these two phases for now, development phase and deployment phase. Generally, in development phase, we write the business logic. So in the context of a banking project, what could be the possible business logic here? It would be like saving your accounts information, statements, fund transfers, and many features, right? So to implement all these features, generally we choose programming language for business logic like Java, C, C++. So once you complete your development, once you complete your business logic, we move on to testing. And after you successfully complete your testing, we move on to deployment phase. So generally, to deploy your service, we choose scripting languages, right? Python, Perl, Bash. Because they are lightweight, because they are scripting languages, they are lightweight. They consume less memory, and the script will be executed statement by statement, line by line, right? So after deployment, we can say that the life cycle of the project has been completed and the service is up and running. So now let us come back to the life cycle of this project and see what are the languages we are using in the different phases of this project. For writing the business logic here, in the development phase, we are using Java. And for deploying and monitoring the service, we are using scripting language Python. But my concern is that here I am using two languages, Java for development and Python for deploying and monitoring the service. But my concern is I would like to use one language, Java, for both development and deployment. I don't want to rely on Python because you know that Java is a powerful tool. It provides me packages like lang, util, io, nio, math, and many more packages. See, Java is providing me many packages. I can use these packages for development for writing the business logic, and also I can use these packages for deploying and monitoring my service. I don't want to rely on the scripting language like Python or any other language. I would like to use the same packages from Java for even for deploying and monitoring my service. But the constraint with Java is that it is a programming language, not scripting language. So generally for deploying and monitoring purposes, we use the scripting language because scripting languages are lightweight, they consume less memory, and the script will be executed line by line, statement by statement. Whereas Java is a programming language, we need to write a class, we need to write a main method, and we need to follow the syntax very strictly. If we miss something, then it will be we will be having some compilation errors, runtime errors, right? So Java cannot be used as a scripting language in its current form. So what is the alternative way for me to use Java as a scripting language? The only way is that I need to have a new language that should be built on top of Java, that should be able to use these packages for deploying my service. So with this idea taking forward, Apache has come up with a solution called Groovy. So basically Groovy is a scripting language for Java platform. Internally, Groovy is built on top of Java. See, Groovy is built on top of Java and it will have its own API because Java itself is not a scripting language, it's a programming language. So to make Java to be used as a scripting language, we need to have some customized API, right? That is, so for that purpose, Groovy has its own API. It will enable Java to be used as a scripting languages. So now we have the Groovy available as a scripting language for Java platform. So we can go ahead and replace and this scripting language Python, Perl and Bash in deployment phase with Groovy. Now I can use Groovy in place of Python for deploying and monitoring the service. So now if you notice the life cycle, for development purpose we are using Java, and even for deployment and monitoring purpose we are using Java because Groovy internally it is dependent on Java. So this is the background for the evolution of Groovy. So one important thing to note is that to run Groovy script in your project, we need Java software. Because to run Groovy script, we need Java software installed. Because Groovy is built on top of Java. Without Java, there is no Groovy. So to run Groovy script, to deploy your services and to deploy your service, you need to have Java software installed in your system. Groovy cannot deploy the service independently. It needs the support of Java because it is built on top of Java. So to run Groovy script, we need Java software installed. But to learn Groovy, we don't need Java knowledge because Groovy is a scripting language. We need Java to run the script, but we don't need Java knowledge to learn Groovy because Groovy is very much similar to other scripting languages like Python, other languages. So it has its own syntax, which is different, completely different from Java. So to learn Java, you don't need Java knowledge, but to run the Groovy script, sorry, to learn Groovy, you don't need Java knowledge, but to run Groovy script, you need to install Java in your system. So these 2 points, you need to be very much clear about this. Okay. Now let's look into the concepts that we'll be discussing in coming sessions. So here are the concepts that we'll be covering in coming sessions. Firstly, we will see the installation on both Windows and Mac. Currently, I'm on Mac. In the next session, I will show you how to install Groovy on Windows, and then we will see how to install Groovy plugins for IntelliJ and Eclipse IDEs. Then we'll compare Groovy syntax and Java syntax. As I said, Groovy is built on top of Java, right? There will be some similarities and differences. We'll be looking into those differences and similarities, and then we'll move on to strings. This def, import keywords, variables, operators, conditional loops. These are the common concepts in every language. So I will try to understand those concepts with some examples. And then we will move on to method declarations. And then we will see some collection objects like list, map, and methods like push, pop, remove, and some methods related to these objects. And then we will move on to closures concepts. This is very important topic. And these we will see what is the simplicity parameter and how do we pass multiple parameters to closures, how do we pass closure as an argument, and closure, how do we use closure in collections. And then we will look into some Groovy IO operations which are very much important when you write plugins for Gradle build system. And finally we'll compare Groovy and Java. In the next session we will start with installation of Groovy on Windows. Okay, that's all. This is the agenda. That's all for this session. Thank you.